If you're over 65 and those stairs make your legs shake, this might change everything. A surgeon quietly tested 7 little exercises that rebuild strength and balance, fast. People who struggled to climb are now doing it like it's nothing. So why hasn't anyone told you yet? Let's find out together. Number 7. Sit to stand, STS. This is one of the most useful exercises for anyone over 65, especially if stairs feel harder than before. Sit to stand looks simple, but it directly trains the same muscles you use to climb. Every time you get up from a chair, your knees, hips, and thighs learn to work together, building the exact strength needed for each step. It works because it copies the motion of stair climbing. When you stand, your body uses the knee and hip extensors, the big power muscles at the front and back of your legs. Research on older adults shows that doing this exercise a few times a week makes a big difference. It increases leg strength, improves daily movement, and even reduces the load on your joints when you walk. The best part is that it's safe and easy to do at home. To begin, choose a sturdy chair. The seat should be around the height of your knees or a little higher if getting up feels difficult. Sit near the front edge so your feet stay flat on the ground, about hip width apart. Keep your chest tall and your eyes forward. Lean forward slightly. Press your feet into the floor and stand up using your legs instead of your hands. Once you're upright, lower yourself back down slowly with control. Try to avoid falling into the seat. Think of sitting softly and smoothly. Start small. 2 or 3 sets of 6 to 10 repetitions is perfect when you're beginning. Rest for about a minute between sets. After some practice, increase to 3 or 4 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions. As you gain confidence, you can add a little power to the move. Stand up briskly, then take 3 to 4 seconds to lower down. This helps train your legs for both strength and control. If the full movement feels tough, start from a higher surface such as a cushion or a sturdy pillow on the chair. Over time, remove layers to make it lower. When the exercise feels easy, add a bit of weight, maybe a backpack or a small dumbbell. If you can do more than your target repetitions for 2 sessions in a row, increase the load slightly by about 5%. You can also change how you use your hands. Begin by pushing off the armrest, then move to one-hand support, then hands-free, and finally with your arms crossed. Throughout the movement, keep your heels grounded and your knees in line with your toes. A good cue is to imagine pushing the floor away from you as you rise. Keep your chest lifted and your ribs zipped up tall to stay stable. Avoid letting your knees collapse inward. If balance feels uncertain, place the chair near a countertop or rail for support. Anyone who has had a hip or knee replacement should ask their doctor or physical therapist about safe movement, range, and speed. This single exercise does more than build strength. It improves how your body pushes upward on stairs and helps you descend with control. Each repetition teaches your muscles to lift smoothly and lower gently, reducing joint stress and making stair climbing feel natural again. By practicing sit to stand regularly, you build the foundation for every other movement, one strong, steady step at a time. Number 6, step-ups. Think of this one as stair practice in its purest form. Every time you step up, your body repeats the same movement pattern you use on a staircase: lift, push, balance, control. The difference is that here, you can slow it down, focus on form, and teach your muscles to move with precision instead of fear. Back in the early 1990s, physical therapists began studying how step-ups activated the muscles around the hip and knee. Later, EMG scans confirmed it. The gluteus medius, a small side muscle of your hip, works harder during step-ups than almost any other simple move. That muscle keeps your pelvis level and prevents your knees from collapsing inward. When it weakens with age, the first place you feel it is on the stairs. So the idea is simple. Train exactly how you move. Step-ups make your legs strong in the same pattern that real life demands. They also help balance, because each repetition forces you to control your body on one leg for a moment before switching sides. Start with the lowest step in your house or a sturdy exercise step about 4 to 6 inches high. Place your full foot on the surface, lean forward slightly, and push through that leg to lift yourself. Keep your back straight and avoid pulling with the leg that stays on the floor. On the way down, lower yourself slowly using the top leg for control. Imagine your muscles acting like brakes instead of letting gravity take over. 2 to 3 sets of 6 to 10 repetitions per leg is plenty for a start. Rest for about a minute between sets. As you get stronger, build to 10 to 15 reps or add another round of lateral step-ups, stepping to the side instead of forward. That small change strengthens the outer hip even more, which helps you stay steady when the stairway turns narrow or uneven. Over time, raise the height a little. Most people progress from 6 inches to 8 when they feel stable. If that still feels easy, carry light hand weights or wear a small backpack for extra resistance. Later, when you feel sure on your feet, move faster on the way up and slower on the way down. That rhythm trains power for climbing and control for descending. The 2 key skills for confident stair use. Some therapists add a knee lift at the top of each step. That small balance challenge teaches your core and hips to stabilize, much like carrying groceries or turning a corner mid-climb. Others prefer the lateral version for its focus on side-to-side strength. Both versions work. The goal is to choose the one that feels stable, smooth, and pain-free. Keep a few simple cues in mind. Push the step away from you, keep your hips level, and let your knee track straight over your second toe. If your knee drifts inward or your balance wobbles, slow it down and check your form. If your knees ache or you feel unsteady, use a handrail or counter for support. Pain, popping, or knee buckling means the step may be too high. Go lower and rebuild your base. This exercise matters because it directly translates to the real thing. Step-ups teach the body to lift and lower itself in perfect harmony, hips, knees, and ankles working as one. With time, that coordination erases hesitation. Every step becomes quieter, smoother, more controlled. And when you reach the top of a staircase without thinking about it, you'll know this simple move has done its job. Number 5, standing heel raises, calf raises. This movement builds the springs in your legs, the part that pushes you up each stair. When you walk or climb, the calf muscles, called the gastrocnemius and soleus, do the final lift that gets your heel off the ground. Over time, those muscles lose power faster than any other part of the leg. That's why stairs start feeling heavier with age. Researchers have measured this change for years. In one study of men around 73, just 8 weeks of simple heel raise training improved balance and leg power. The difference was clear: faster steps, smoother landings, and stronger control while descending. Restoring calf strength doesn't just make stairs easier, it gives your stride energy again. To start, stand tall with your hands resting on a countertop or rail. Your feet should be about hip-width apart, toes pointing straight ahead. Press through the balls of your feet and lift your heels as high as you can. Pause briefly at the top, then lower your heels slowly until they touch the floor again. Feel the muscles work all the way down. 2 or 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions are enough for beginners. Take a short rest, about a minute, between sets. When the movement feels easy, increase to 3 or 4 sets of 12 to 20 repetitions. Control matters more than speed, so move with purpose. Later, if you want to add a challenge, try a power version. Rise up quickly, hold for a second, and lower yourself over 3 slow seconds. That rhythm builds both strength and stability. Once balance improves, progress gradually. You can lift 1 foot off the ground and work 1 leg at a time, using the rail for safety. Another option is to hold a small backpack or a pair of light dumbbells. This added resistance helps your calves adapt to real stair demands. If your ankles feel healthy, stand on the edge of a low step so your heels can drop slightly below the surface. This increases range and flexibility. For long stairways that test endurance, perform bent knee raises to focus on the deeper soleus muscle, the one that supports steady climbs. Keep a few cues in mind as you move. Press evenly through your big and second toes, rise straight up without leaning forward or back, and keep your ankles from rolling outward. These details make the movement safer and more effective. Go easy if you've had Achilles tendon pain or foot numbness. In those cases, stay with both feet on the ground and work within a small motion. Strength builds with patience, not force. This exercise matters because it changes how your body handles every step. Strong calves act like springs, absorbing impact as you land and returning energy as you push off. They also help your ankles react quickly if you slip, protecting your knees from extra strain. With time, you'll feel more bounce in your stride and more control on the way down. Each heel raise may look simple, but together they rebuild the confidence to move freely again. The kind of power that turns a staircase from an obstacle into an easy climb. Number 4. Toe lifts, tibialis anterior raises. This exercise trains the muscle at the front of your shin, the tibialis anterior. It lifts your toes when you walk or climb, keeping them clear of the step edge. When that muscle weakens, people start catching their toes more often, especially on stairs. A simple loss of a few millimeters in foot clearance can double the risk of tripping, according to gait studies on older adults. Strengthening this small but powerful muscle keeps each step clean and safe. To set up, stand with your back gently against a wall. Move your heels about 4 to 6 inches forward so your weight stays on them. Keep your knees slightly bent. Now lift the front of both feet, pulling your toes toward your shins. Hold for a moment, then lower your feet back to the ground in control. It looks simple, but after a few repetitions, you'll feel the muscles at the front of your legs working hard. Start with 2 or 3 sets of 10 to 15 lifts. Rest for about 45 seconds between sets. As your strength grows, build to 3 or 4 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions. When that feels easy, finish with an endurance round, 30 to 45 seconds of continuous controlled toe taps. Keep your movements steady rather than fast. There are several ways to progress. You can lift one foot at a time while holding a counter for balance. You can also add resistance using a looped elastic band around the front of your foot, pulling it upward against the band's tension. For people still improving balance, begin seated and then move to standing as confidence increases. Ankle mobility helps this movement work better. Gentle calf stretches and ankle circles, 10 or 20 each way, help loosen the joint so the front of your ankle moves freely. Never force the motion, stay in a comfortable range. Pay attention to a few details while training. Lift through your shoelaces rather than curling your toes. Keep your weight centered over the middle of your foot and heel. Try to keep the ankles quiet with smooth movement instead of jerking upward. These small cues teach the muscle to fire efficiently and reduce stress on your joints. If you ever feel tingling, numbness, or tightness around the ankle, stop and rest. People with neuropathy or limited balance should stay close to a wall or railing for support. Strengthening this part of the leg helps every step you take. A stronger tibialis anterior keeps your toes high enough to clear the next stair and prevents those small stumbles that often lead to bigger falls. Improved ankle control also makes foot placement more precise when stepping down. Many physical therapy studies link better dorsiflexion strength to lower fall risk and greater walking confidence in older adults. Each repetition trains your body to lift, place, and move with purpose. Over time, you'll notice that your stride feels lighter, your steps feel quicker, and those small toe catches fade away. The goal is simple: smoother steps, safer stairs, and more confidence every time your foot leaves the ground. Number 3. Hip abduction and extension. Glute med, max. This pair of movements strengthens the side and back of your hips, the gluteus medius and gluteus maximus. Together, they hold your pelvis steady and power your legs upward on each stair. When these muscles weaken, the hips tilt and the knees drift inward, making every climb feel unstable. Research using EMG scans shows that both forward and lateral step-ups strongly activate these areas, proving how important they are for stair balance and control. Start with the banded standing hip abduction. Place a light resistance band around your ankles. Stand tall beside a counter or sturdy surface for balance. Keep your toes pointing straight ahead and your core gently engaged. Move one leg out to the side about 8 to 12 inches without leaning your body. Pause, then bring your leg back slowly. You should feel the outer hip working hard. This motion strengthens the small stabilizing muscles that keep your hips level when you shift weight from one leg to the other. Next, practice the hip hinge, also called a mini Romanian deadlift. Hold a rail or a pair of light dumbbells. Keep your knees slightly bent and your back long. Hinge forward at your hips until you feel a stretch in the backs of your thighs. Then press your feet into the floor and stand tall again. This move strengthens the gluteus maximus, the big muscle that helps you push upward during stair climbing. It also trains the hamstrings, which support your knees and hips during descent. Perform 2 or 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions per side for the abduction. For the hinge, complete 2 or 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions. Rest for about a minute between sets. Move slowly and keep your balance steady. Speed reduces control, and control is what keeps you safe on the stairs. When the basics feel comfortable, you can add small progressions. Increase the band tension or use a slightly thicker band for abductions. For the hinge, hold a heavier weight or work one leg at a time while keeping a hand on the counter for stability. Some trainers include slow lateral step downs, a small controlled lowering movement that mimics the side-to-side control needed on narrow steps. Keep these cues in mind as you move. Keep your core firm as if you're zipping up your midsection. Point your kneecaps forward and let the motion come from the hips rather than the lower back. These small details protect your spine and make the exercise more effective. The benefits go beyond strength. When your hip abductors are strong, your pelvis stays level and your knees track safely over your feet. This prevents the inward collapse that can strain joints or cause missteps on stairs. At the same time, powerful hip extensors share the workload with your quadriceps, making each climb feel lighter and smoother. With practice, these movements restore balance, posture, and power. Each repetition teaches your body to move in harmony. Hips driving, knees aligning, feet grounding. Over time, your legs feel more stable, your steps more confident, and your energy more consistent from the first stair to the last. Number 2, controlled step downs, eccentric quads and calf. This movement teaches your body how to move down a stair safely, with control instead of gravity. Most slips and stumbles happen on the way down, not up. The reason is simple. Going down requires your muscles to lengthen under load, a type of strength called eccentric control. When your quadriceps and calves can handle that slow lowering, every step down feels steady, quiet, and confident. Scientists studying stair descent found that older adults often rely too much on their knees and not enough on their ankles. That imbalance puts stress on the joints and raises the chance of a misstep. Training the body to use the calves and ankles more evenly spreads the effort and makes the descent smoother. Start with a single, low step, about 4 to 6 inches high. Face the step and place one foot on top so the edge is under the middle of your shoe. Lightly hold a wall or railing for support. Now lower yourself slowly, tapping the heel of your free leg to the floor in front of you. Keep the weight on the leg that's on the step. Once the heel touches lightly, press through the top leg to return to standing tall. That small tap teaches your muscles to control the downward motion instead of dropping too fast. Do 2 or 3 sets of 6 to 10 repetitions for each leg. Lower yourself over 2 to 3 seconds each time, then rest for about a minute between sets. As you get stronger, build to 10 or 15 controlled repetitions. The key is never speed, it's precision. Each second of lowering builds real-world stair strength. If you want an extra challenge after a few weeks, finish with 1 or 2 sets of calf lowering off the step's edge. Hold the rail, stand on the balls of your feet, and slowly lower your heels below the step line. This trains your ankles to absorb impact and react faster when stepping down uneven ground. Progress gradually. You can increase the step height a little once you can control every repetition without wobble. Later, hold a small dumbbell in one hand to add resistance. Another variation is to slow down even more. Try lowering for 4 full seconds before returning to the top. That extra time under control deepens the muscle's response and protects the knees from overloading. Keep a few things in mind while practicing. Your knee should always line up with your second toe, and your hips should stay level. Think about guiding your body downward like an elevator, not a drop. Avoid letting the knee cave inward or locking it out at the top. If you feel sharp pain or your leg shakes, pause and check your form. The goal is smooth motion, not pushing through discomfort. People recovering from knee or ankle issues should begin with very small steps and progress only when movements feel stable. The reward is clear. Every controlled step down you master reduces your risk of slipping. It also improves how you use your legs in daily life. Walking down curbs, getting off buses, even stepping out of bed. Strong eccentric control means you move quietly, efficiently, and safely. Over time, you'll notice your knees feel lighter, your balance steadier, and your confidence stronger with every descent. Number 1. Balance circuit, tandem stance, step taps, heel-to-toe walk. This short circuit builds balance, control, and confidence. The 3 things that protect you most on stairs. Strength alone can't stop a fall. The body also needs fast reactions and coordination between the eyes, ears, and muscles. That's why doctors at Johns Hopkins and the CDC recommend practicing balance several days a week. These small drills train the body to recover quickly when a foot slips or a step feels uneven. Start with the tandem stance. Stand near a countertop or sturdy rail so help is within reach. Place one foot directly in front of the other, heel touching the toes. Hold the position for 10 to 30 seconds, keeping your chest tall and your gaze forward. Then switch legs and repeat. This trains single leg stability. The same skill you use every time one foot leaves the stair. Next are step taps. Face the first stair or a low step. Stand tall and tap the step lightly with your right foot, then return it beside the left. Alternate sides 10 to 20 times each. Keep your upper body still, shoulders relaxed, and weight centered over your standing leg. This exercise improves how your brain and legs communicate, which helps you control foot placement during climbs. Finish the round with heel-to-toe walks. Move along a counter or hallway wall for safety. Place your heel directly in front of your other foot's toes and walk in a straight line for 10 to 20 steps. Turn carefully using small steps and walk back. This tightrope motion improves ankle stability, posture, and concentration, 3 abilities that fade with age but can be retrained. Perform the whole circuit 2 or 3 times, 3 to 5 days each week. The full set takes about 5 to 8 minutes. Keep one hand hovering above the counter for safety. As you improve, move from light fingertip support to one finger, then to no hands. When your balance feels solid, make it harder by turning your head gently side to side or holding a light object such as a book. Small challenges keep your brain alert and teach your body to stay steady under changing conditions. Always put safety first. Practice in a corner or near a sturdy surface, as Johns Hopkins specialists suggest. If you feel dizzy or your vision shifts, stop and rest. Supportive shoes make a big difference too. Avoid slippers or socks on smooth floors. This circuit works because it trains your body to stay calm and controlled during movement. The tandem stance builds static balance, step taps teach dynamic control, and heel-to-toe walking builds coordination between vision and motion. Together, they create what physical therapists call functional balance, the ability to stay upright in real-world situations. Strong legs alone can lift you, but balance keeps you safe. These short sessions teach the brain to correct small missteps before they become falls. Over weeks of practice, you'll notice everyday changes. Steadier turns, easier stair descents, and more trust in your footing. It's a small daily habit that builds a huge return, confidence in every step you take. Now, let's talk about weekly game plan. A simple routine works best when you train for stair strength. 2 focused sessions a week plus short daily balance drills create real change without overloading your joints. Day A includes sit to stand, step-ups, heel raises, and the balance circuit. These build the foundation for power and coordination, the muscles that push you up the stairs and keep you steady. Day B, done 48 to 72 hours later, covers toe lifts, hip abduction and extension, controlled step-downs, and the balance circuit again. This second day focuses on the smaller stabilizing muscles that protect your knees and ankles during movement. Between those sessions, gentle walking or a few flights of stairs once or twice a week keeps your endurance growing. Studies on adults aged 65 to 80 show that short bursts of stair climbing improve leg power as effectively as gym equipment when done safely and consistently. According to public health guidelines, aim for at least 2 strength training days each week and include regular balance practice. When an exercise feels too easy, change one variable, raise the step height, add a little weight, or slow down the lowering phase to increase challenge. If you've had a joint replacement or live with spinal or vascular issues, check your range of motion and resistance levels with your surgeon or physical therapist first. Safe progress matters more than speed. Remember that falls have many causes, sometimes beyond muscle strength. Vision changes, medications, poor footwear, or cluttered spaces can all affect stability. The CDC's STEADI program offers simple tools to assess fall risk and plan safety improvements around the home. With steady effort and careful pacing, this routine rebuilds both strength and confidence. Every session becomes a step toward moving freely, climbing without hesitation, and trusting your body again. The story isn't over, it's just shifting. Something bigger waits on the next step. Click the next video now before it disappears.